Good morning. Welcome to chapel. You are welcome here today and always, whoever you are, whoever you know yourself to be, whoever you are becoming. Today for chapel, you'll need a red hymnal, and so if you didn't grab one on your way in, feel free to grab one. Some invitations and announcements. You are invited to join us Friday morning for our last chapel of the academic year, and then for our end of year celebration worship this Sunday morning at 10 a.m. here in the CFL. Our Sunday celebration worship will be a way to give thanks for this academic year. It'll feature a few of our student musicians, including our Luther Ringers. You also have a few more days to add your celebrations to the posters in the union, which we will then use in worship. So all are welcome. Invite friends. Out on the top of the hymn rack today, there is a sign that has 3 QR codes for things that you should absolutely sign up for. So first, we are already building our roster of Welcome Week volunteers to help with College Ministries events for our incoming first-year students at the end of August, which I know feels like forever away, but this is a great moment to just take stock of your summer a little bit and sign up. Even if you could only help us for part of the week, you are welcome to join us. So help sign up for Welcome Week activities. Second, we are doing one last push this week for all of you who might be working at a summer camp as counselors or in other roles. And even if you are graduating, but you're graduating and you're working at camp this summer, you still count. If you are working at a camp and want to get a care package, and who doesn't, be sure to sign up and get us your camp contact info. Finally, the bottom QR code on that sign is for you to sign up for your interest for this brand new thing that we are really excited about. We very recently received a grant for launching a new internship program through our office that we've called Outward. And it's a church-based internship program launching in the fall, which is a really great opportunity for anybody interested in experiential learning around faith-based skills for leadership, including music and arts leadership. Work study and EXPL credit are available for this opportunity, so lots of good reasons to do it. There's tons of info on the interest form, so that would be your little carrot there to go scan that last QR code, fill out the interest form, get in touch with more questions. I just did a terrible job trying to explain all that efficiently. So look at the sign, scan the codes. If you have questions, come find me later when I have regained my ability to speak coherently. Cool. It's a good thing I'm not giving a chapel talk today, right? So we are very, very extra grateful today for Angela Kueny, who is our chapel speaker, and we are closing out this week our spring semester chapel theme, which is Let Love Be Genuine. Again, friends, welcome, welcome. As you are comfortable and able as we get going, I invite you to stand and let's get grounded and centered for worship together. Wherever you are at this end of the semester, where you are carrying a lot into finals week, I invite you for a moment to just metaphorically set it all down, to roll your shoulders, shake out your wrists, press your feet into the floor and feel the ground as it reaches back to support you, to take a deep breath, and to appreciate the stillness in this present moment. We gather in the name of the God of love, who grants us the power to be gentle, the strength to be forgiving, the patience to be understanding, and the endurance to accept the consequences of holding to what is honorable, charitable, and true. Teach us to love one another with genuine compassion, deep conviction, and holy vulnerability. Let divine peace rule in our hearts so that we may not be overcome with evil, but overcome evil with good. Amen. Our opening hymn this morning is number 740 in your red hymnal, God of the Sparrow, number 740.
Morning. I feel honored and blessed to be here with you today in this space. I remember coming to this space as a senior nursing student just a few years ago. Grateful for the time to reflect in the midst of these incredible life transitions as we get into the summer months. Congratulations to those moving on in your next chapters, and well wishes to those of you who are transitioning to summer activities, rejuvenating yourself to return here in the fall. The theme for Chapel Talks this spring is Romans chapter 12, verses 9 through 18, love in action, or genuine love. While I was reflecting on this chapel's preparation, I was struck by a moment of coincidence for me personally with this Bible chapter. Around 20 years ago, I started working as a nurse with Amish families with genetic bleeding conditions and have remained tightly connected to those families, seeing some of my original pediatric patients return with their own babies to our clinics. The Amish are outwardly identified by their strict lifestyle, limited electricity, plain clothing, straw hats, and bonnets and buggies. Inwardly, the Amish are a religious community who base every decision around remaining separate from society's technology and social advances in order for them to become closely connected to God. So many times I've asked myself, how can they stay so committed to that lifestyle and not give in to the conveniences of this world? Wouldn't a refrigerator in your home be more convenient to grab that first glass of milk in the morning? Wouldn't a warm toilet seat be really comfortable on a winter's night? At the very center of the Amish lifestyle are two Bible verses, and they are from this chapter. Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. So I'm going to focus my talk on that part of the chapter, sort of like when your teacher gives you an assignment and you do your favorite part and not the rest. So this is Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. The chapter then has the section about us being one body in many parts. Many of us have sung that song. Then we get to the part of the chapter about how to love others. First, we need to know and love ourselves, not to conform to the patterns of this world. Only then can we bring our genuine selves to the world to share the love that it so greatly needs. Romans chapter 12, verses 9 starts out with, love must be sincere. In Hindi, sincere means firm and humorless belief in the validity of your opinions. How do you drill down to the validity of your opinions and emotions? What makes your axis spin in the direction and at the speed you want it to go? The answer is in you. The world will tell you that in order to have enlightenment, you need to take up yoga, do 10 minutes of Pilates before you wake up in the morning, drink matcha tea instead of coffee, make time for your loved ones, visit your lonely neighbors, eat more chocolate, maybe that's just me, maybe even taking up painting. Who has time for all of this? And which one do I pick to become the most enlightened? Sometimes I get de-centered by thinking about all of the self-centering activities I should be doing but don't do. Does that happen to you? I've come to believe that in order to find validity of my own opinions and emotions is to stop in those moments and ask myself, what am I feeling about this? What is my mind and body and spirit telling me? Again, this practice came from my time with the Amish. A Luther anthropology student asked me just a couple years ago to help with a research project about how Amish teach their children to be ready to forgive. After several interviews with bishops and parents, one couple invited us to a group where they reflected on their own emotions called Emotions Anonymous. I didn't know that this existed. Emotions Anonymous is a group that gathers and uses the 12-step process similar to Alcoholics Anonymous. Interestingly, it was started in St. Paul and it was originally called Neurotics Anonymous, but they changed it later to Emotions Anonymous. But neuro, the short core of that, means nerves. So it's really focused on helping us to identify our own nerves and emotions and working through those using a model. We didn't know what was going to hit us in that moment, but it has changed both of our lives. At the time of the meeting, I drove my student. You just never know the adventures you're going to get into on your research projects. We drove to this farm. The sun was setting because the meetings took place after the daily chores were done. We walked into a barn and we were met by a small circle of Amish individuals around a candle and a small table with a 12-step pamphlet on it. It was an organized meeting, very professional, in which people shared their experiences and emotions connected to those experiences. The point was to recognize our own and hear others' emotions, not to judge, not to analyze, not to recommend, just to see that emotions are part of our daily life, and we welcome them. I want to read just a couple of the 12 just for todays that people practice inside of Emotions Anonymous that I find really helpful. Just for today, I will try to go out of my way to be kind to someone I meet. I will be considerate, talk low, and look as good as I can. I will not engage in unnecessary criticism or finding fault, nor try to improve or regulate anybody except myself. Just for today, I will be happy realizing my happiness does not depend on what others do or say or what happens around me. Happiness is a result of me being at peace with myself. Just for today, I choose to believe that I can live this one day. If my body is a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God, this is my true and proper worship, to find myself, love myself, and bring myself everywhere I go. I wish you a beautiful day.
Our closing hymn this morning is number 359, Where Charity and Love Prevail. Number 359, I invite you to stand. Go in peace. Let love be genuine. Thanks be to God.